Good morning, everyone. Let me introduce you one of the contributions of my thesis, the safety-oriented GPU programming language via language restriction. I am Marcos, and these are my collaborators. John Pedernales is a co-author, while Leonidas, Alejandro, and Irune are my directors. First, let me introduce you the problem. As you know, GPUs are high parallel processors, and they are very suitable for high computing performance and high computing demanding, for high demanding computation. However, the GPUs by architecture are not aligned with the safety standards like ISC or ISCO. These reasons are GPUs are known for being non-deterministic, and closed source have closed source languages. Most of them are performance driven and introduce uncertainties and unsafe coding. But Kronos, for example, developed subsets for solving this. There are OpenCL safety critical, Vulkan safety critical, and incoming SYCL safety critical. For this work, I took as mine SYCL because it's one of the for free is the higher level of abstractions, which is a desirable characteristic for safety development. The central point of this work is Cyclomatic. You already know it. It's a tool capable of translating CUDA into SYCL. And around that tool, we built some pieces that could lead from a model in Simulink to an executable code in SYCL, with some restrictions applied to be safety compliant. We added, of course, the model configuration. We changed the output from that model from traditional CUDA code to zero copy or unified memory. And after applying Cyclomatic, we added a clang-based application just to restrict some constructs we saw unsafe. First, the Simulink model is interesting because models are easy to learn because they are a higher level language, and for the safety development, introduce a early verifiability and testability. So I'm very nervous. The second piece is very interesting too, because in another works, we saw that changing memory model could lead to not better performance, but bounded performance. So every execution is repeatable instead of very uncertain how much time would cost to execute the code. Then Cyclomatic gives us portability and hardware abstraction. And finally, the last clang-based application gives us avoidance of unsafe language constructs. How we did that? On the model, we have to do some tweaks because the output was not correct at the beginning. So at every step, at every block, we have to add coder in line always. So we have a monolithic block of code instead of more functions that the Simulink creates by itself. Also, we introduce that declarations of variable because it's a desirable characteristic that we have static allocations instead of dynamic allocations. Second, the clang-based application for changing the CUDA code, the traditional CUDA code, into other two memory models. Here we can focus on many of the properties of all of the memory models. What we can say about that is there is no one better than another, but one more suitable to other. As I said, this may lead to better performance or not, but we saw is that will lead to more consistent performance. For changing from traditional to zero copy, first we focus on the traditional copy function, where we have the GPU variable and the CPU variable together. On that, we built the Clang application so we can translate from the traditional above to the zero copy below. The same we did with the unified memory model, where also we focus on the CUDA main copy function, and around that we built the allocation in unified memory. Here we have the same code using 3 memory models, so we can compare them. And after applying Cyclomatic, we have the same code with the same functionality with 3 different memory models in SYCL. Then we apply the Clang-based applications to restrict that constructs we found unsafe. These are the recommendations we saw from the ISO normative. There are many of them, but we are inspired by these 5 to make the transformations from the SYCL output. For example, we wanted to transform from buffer accessor method to USM when possible. And because it did give us more control about how the memory is allocated. Also, we made a struct which bounds the pointer to its size, so it improves traceability in case alongside the development. Third, we found that Cyclomatic not always makes the barrier synchronization or makes it in a way that it's not a safety SYCL standard. So we force it to be always defined in standard SYCL. Then we eliminate other DPCT dependencies that Cyclomatic creates just for portability. And other automatic error handlers, because by design, maybe we want that the product has its own safe states in case of error. So it's up to the programmer to make the error handler. And then we refactor the queue management because we found also that Cyclomatic does not produce the standard SYCL, but its own. And after that, we have the 3 codes with the same functionality in SYCL restricted. Our use case. For our use case, we use a desktop computer with that compiler you already know, because it was easier to develop there. But our main target is the Jetson Orin because it's the platform that would be installed in the systems that need that safety critical needs. Like autonomous driving in cars or planes, you won't install a desktop, you prefer an embedded computer. Our use case, it's a video recording from a front camera of a car. And after some image transformations, we have the highway detected and the lane highlighted, which could be one of the things that driving assistance could be. Let me present the data extracted. First, we extracted the data from 3 points of this workflow. First, taking as a baseline the CUDA in the 3 memory models. Then, after applying cyclomatic, and the third, after applying the restrictions. This is the step time of the executions. Again, the baseline as one is the memory is in CUDA code after memory transformations. As you see, there is a loss in performance, but we were more caring about standard deviations, which maintain almost the same, sometimes lower, but always lower relative to the mean time. The same happens here with the jet sonoring. In our case, we don't want to compare a laptop with Jetson. It has no sense. Of course, the desktop is much has better performance. And here I have some conclusions. We did a end-to-end workflow from a Simulink model to a executable GPU implementation cycle after applying restrictions by combining automatic CUDA generation, memory restructuring, and cycle post-processing for safety. But it's not everything right. We found that this process is not fully compliant because for that we need that every step should be tested, should be safety compliant, and it's not. Also, we found some difficulties with USM on the Jetson platform when applying memory shared memory allocation. We couldn't afford to do that, and this is I think a promising pre-certification workflow, but I think it requires more work on the embedded platforms and maturing this tool chain. These are the references for this presentation. Thank you for your attention. Yes.
Can you explain what the issue of USM was?
Yes.
Implementation?
Yes, here. No? Here. Yes. When we try to compile using USM and malloc shared, we found that the compiler crashes, and we have to go back to buffer accessor just for one case. Maybe I was not doing okay.
Malloc shared should it's up again, right? So it should work there. And maybe there's an issue in the driver, but the compiler crashes.
At compiling time. Yes,
okay,
maybe.
We have to discuss.
Yes, maybe there is something wrong there, but
maybe. Very bad code. Maybe. So I have first thing for the book, it was really nice. If you can go slide 33. 33. At some point you say that you need to add. No, sorry, 23.
23, sorry, 23.
At some point you just said that you need to add more synchronization, and I was curious what kind of synchronization you need to add.
Synchronization barriers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The C weight, dot weight after the kernels. I found that they are not always included after the cyclomatic.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, we should follow up on this one because in theory, that means the code is incorrect somehow. So that means either cyclomatic generate one code or you do maybe two-mer synchronization. I just try to understand why the port is so slow compared to raw CUDA. And I was thinking maybe it's due to synchronization. So, because when you show in some example, you see the reference is CUDA, and then one is directly after the porting to cyclomatic, right?
So yes, here.
And yeah, exactly. And in theory, 20% is maybe okay, but sometimes we expect 0% or a few percent. So yeah, it will be interesting to see why you have 20% slowdown.
Okay.
And maybe it's due to synchronization. I don't know, but maybe.
Okay, thank you. I'll take into account. Thank you.
I think Thomas' point was if you're using a self, quite dependency between the
exactly.
And you should have to wait first. Either the right dependency or so there is dependency management in this.
Yes.
So cyclomatic does not introduce the correct dependencies as it should do or use in order queues. Then shouldn't wait. Schedule one to the other.
Okay.
I agree with Thomas that the fact that you have to wait after each kernel is a sign that something is wrong in the porting post-product code by cyclomatic. That's the last thing. So right.
Yeah.
All right. Any other question? Yes.
Yeah, can I go to the conclusion slide? You mentioned that ISO 26/2026. Now, the one without that one. So limitations. I didn't quite understand what you said that every step must be tested. So
It's,
you explain?
Yes, sure. It's part of the safety development. So for a product to be safety certified means that every part of the project is safety compliant. So neither of our parts is certified. Neither of the process is certified. For that is needed just to make like a document where you explain why you use every variable, where you explain everything. And that's not done, for example.
So it's mostly
the process.
Documentation.
Yes. More like the process was not done for safety stuff, right?
Okay, then.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Make a disclaimer here.
Yes, go ahead.
So, when reviewers saw this, they told me that why I was not producing SYCL code from the model directly. I love to do that, but Simulink is not supported. Simulink does not support that. I think if you let me, a collaboration between MathWorks and Kronos would be nice for this work.
That's all nice.
And
And maybe the SYCL SC work.
yeah, exactly. It was my following question. Do you work with the SYCL SC people? Because SYCL, yeah.
Maybe you know my director thesis, Leonidas.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So okay, so yeah, okay.
So yeah, thanks for bringing that.
Yeah.
To us.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.